Hi, we're team E = DF², and we're here to help you today with your intelligent cost management tool. To us, the intelligent cost management process is tasked as much about changing culture as changing a technical process. This process won't be changed through a big speech or a rebrand, it will be delivered by behaviour. EDF as a company are about implementing smart technologies to enhance energy efficiency. It feels like you've got some really great ideas, and to use an analogy, you appear to have built the technology to capture the nuclear and the renewables, but not connected it to the grid. We want to help you connect this information, this power back into the grid. We've split our project into a short-term goal to provide structure and process, therefore building momentum and engagement, and then a longer-term goal to leverage the benefits of this structure upgrade and build upon the success. We don't see this process change not about a job saving, but of redeploying expertise and knowledge, making the roles more rewarding and leveraging the expertise to improve project efficiency, decrease that project delivery timelines. The current structure, when we went through, we see you have these Excel files that are manually updated. They're not particularly transparent and clear about where they should be placed. You've got a SAP process, which is accepted and consistent, but not mandated, as some users still prefer to use their own kind of manual processes. Both of these processes are then entered into the cost tool. This cost tool, it's been around for years. It was great in its time. It just now it has some broken macros, redundant tabs and fields. It just means the report's not quite as clear and transparent where you're supposed to be inputting data or even using it to get that clear output. Proposed structure, what we're planning is that we still have these Excel documents and things, but they will be brought down from a centralized function, so they'll be outputted onto a SharePoint site, less manual intervention. We'll continue to use this SAP data, but again, use more of it and cut to feed the processes. We've then got two additional steps where we'll be using Power Apps and Power BI to look at through the information.
So this is the Power App. How the Power App first works, you have to select the items here. So when you set the items here, so here, you can set the PO number, what the item ID is, what the rec is, who the supplier is, who the vendor is, and what the contract type is. When you select all those, you then click search. This makes a collection in the system, which is a temporary table, which populates these. Okay, and the only field you need to edit is this, where you'll put in your forecast. You then click confirm. You also select a date in which the forecast is for and click confirm. And then you click the submit entry when you're happy with your entry, and this will populate your database where the forecast is held.
So this is Team 5B's Power BI. After we've cleaned and combined the data from the data sources that we were given, we've created a summary dashboard with high-level figures that we believe executives would want to see at a glance instead of having to go through the data. We have actual spend versus baseline to see how projects are performing against how they were predicted. Then we have the change control, which shows which user and when entered in the forecast data. And finally, we have a data table where users can go through the entire data set with the slices available.
Once we've got past this section, we can then go on to the long term, the slow burn section. This is where the kind of customer needs, the persona and the value, they remain consistent with the short term and long term objectives. However, the gains are supercharged from that short term step as we've built foundations of project history. So we can scale out the platform, develop AI driven intelligent forecasting, and it's more interactive, enables multi project overviews. Here is our process. So again, we'll be looking to use source systems such as SAP. We can use the historical data that we've brought through with our processes, and then we move more into the Azure environment, which helps with its scalability. And then also we've got the Power Apps and the Power BI for usage. In terms of a couple of questions, who would be looking to use this? We've got three clear stakeholders. We've got the cost engineers. They'll be looking to use this as they're the main users on a daily basis to keep a track of all their costs. You've got the overall project managers. They want to understand performance and results, actions required. They're typically going to use this monthly. And then you've got the control leads. They're looking to use this more undertaking, looking for governance, training activities and things like that. Scalability. This process is really scalable. We've utilized that existing processes already in place and then augment these into an interface with other processes. Designed to utilize EDF's Azure infrastructure and Power Stack, utilizing the existing tooling and the data lake, with a future state designed to be modular to add features such as AI, further data processing, or enable further views and apps. The ability to add future personalization to vises and apps is also based on a role-based security. That's kind of our process. It gives us the ideas. I hope that if you've got any other questions, then please feel free to come back to us.